Smooth singing, often referred to as legato or connected singing, brings out the melodies in our songs. It amplifies our expressivity. It makes it easier for listeners to understand us. The exercises in this video are going to show you vowel and consonant combinations, how to practice them, and I got some fun little phrases to work along with to a 2-5-1 progression. So I've kind of collected a few different requests here into this video. We got 2-5-1 chord changes, we got melodies with lyrics, we've got all this smooth legato singing, and I've even got a little melismatic exercise thrown in there too. Thank you if you've chosen to subscribe. If you haven't yet, I hope you'll choose to do so now. This is the new format, so if you hover over the timeline, you can find the FOC of your choosing, or feel free to sample a few. In either case, let's begin. Hello, baritones. We're going to begin by marking the pitches of the pattern that we're going to use. It sounds like this. Me, 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 me. Right there. May is our next syllable, and we're going to begin playing with the balance of consonant and vowel. We want to emphasize the vowel. It may help for a brief period to think about modifying the vowel a little bit, so it's not so may, but a little in there too, just to stimulate the flow of air. You can always work backwards from there once you establish that airflow. Additionally, the M, think of it as a light tap of the lips. Rather than the way that we might speak in M, where we press the lips together, here we're just going to tap them ever so slightly. I'm going to show you here. May, 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 may. Very light on the lips with the M. Voiced consonants are next. L, m, v. Let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Shout out to anybody in Lee Vining. Let me lose my mole inly vining. Voice through the consonants. We still want to get to the vowel. The vowel is the part that really fully phonates. But here, these consonants aren't going to put up as much of a fight as some of the ones later on. Let me show you here. Let me lose my mole inly vining. You can begin down here. Semivowels or glides. These are y, w, sounds like that. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. And here, listen quite clearly. Listen to the end here and how we end the word nice. I'll show you here. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. Notice how I do the moving notes, the melisma on the vowel, and then I use the s from nice to end it at the very end. Nice, as opposed to nice, or something to that effect. That might be a bit extreme, but you get the point. Use the vowel, stay in the vowel, and even here, again, these are semivowels. They kind of partially phonate, but get to the vowel of the word, or the vowel sound of the word. One more time I'll show you because I've been chatting a bit here. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. And voiceless consonants. S, 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 ch, 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 t, 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 k, 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 ha, ha, ha. There's quite a few challenges in this phrase. Get to the vowels. Notice a few of the adjustments I'm going to make in this phrase. Cease to chase, think tote a coke, ha, ha. Tote. The second T in that word, I'm going to adjust it to a D. Now you have to be sensitive to the genre that you're singing in. Some genres will tolerate more adjustment of that kind than others will. So you have to be the judge of it. It doesn't hurt to practice it though. Ha, ha. Very easy to separate the vocal folds a lot on those H's. The key here is to practice with it a little bit. Use only as much of the H as is absolutely necessary to articulate the word and avoid a glottal attack. My advice is to really double down on your expansion and engagement when you're getting ready for the ha at the end of the phrase. That additional lift or engagement from the support system, the support muscles, the subglottic air pressure, will help the vocal folds zip back together, adduct really nicely, as opposed to just kind of staying open when you do that aspirated syllable. Sounds like this. Cease to chase, think, toda, coke, ha, ha. And again, notice I changed that T, the second T in the word tote, to a D. One more time. Cease to chase, think, toda, coke, ha, ha. And finally, a more melismatic line. A melisma is when you have two or more pitches or notes on a single syllable of a word. Pro tip, listen to the end of the phrase. The M from the word from, I'm going to attach to the Y of the word you, which ends the phrase. I'm also making a slight adjustment to the phrase. I'll show you. Let me learn from you. It's very easy to be tempted into that M sound, but it closes the vowel prematurely. From you. That is perhaps a bit of an extreme example, but you get what I'm saying. Stay in the vowel. Put the M on the Y. From you. I'll show you again. Let me learn from you. And there you go, baritones. As always, I hope that helps. If you haven't yet chosen to subscribe, I hope that you'll do so now. And if you'd like to get these practice guides as PDFs, or even MP3s of these practices for your very own, You can find all that at Patreon, as well as a lot of other ways to support the channel. Those are all in the description. Thank you one last time. My name's Jeff. Take really good care of your voices. Enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye. Hello, tenors. We're going to start off by marking the pitches in the exercise. So it's a 2-5-1 chord progression. I've got quite a few varieties, and I will tell you about the specific consonants that we are working on in each of the exercises as we go. To start with, though, we're going to start here in the key of E. Me, 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 me. Just like that. Try that with me. Me, 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 me. And carry on. And And here we're going to play with the balance a little bit between the M sound and the A vowel. It may be advantageous to smooth out that line. If we want to smooth it out a bit more, play with the A vowel a little bit in order to de-emphasize the M sound. You might also think about being very light with your lips, like your lips are just touching ever so lightly. We try it, it sounds like this. May, 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 may. Very light with the lips on that. And now moving on to some phrases here. First one, these are voiced consonants, which is to say that they in fact can carry some pitch. These are great in lines where you want to have a lot of continuity of melody and things like that. And the consonants feel integrated to the phrase. Let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Shout out to anybody who might be watching from Lee Vining. Let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Sounds like this. Let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Right there. And let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Let the L be just a flick of the tongue. Semivowels or glides. Y, 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 w, w, w. Our. Nice. A lot of diphthongs in here too. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. And we're going to glide down to the end of the word nice. We want to make sure that we wait to the very end. Sounds like this. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. And then end it at the very, very end there. Try that with me and carrying on. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. Keep going. Voiceless consonants. S, s, t, t, ch, ch, th, t, 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 k, 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 ha, ha, ha. Cease to chase, think, tote a coke. Ha ha. A silly phrase, but there you have it. We want to get all of these consonants in there. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, perhaps. You really have to focus on the vowels. That's what works for me, is really focusing on the vowels. Sounds like this. Cease to chase, think, tote a coke, ha, ha. Try it right there. Finally, a melismatic or more melismatic exercise. We are going to adjust the melody slightly for this exercise. Let me learn from you. And pro tip here, put the M on the Y at the very end of the phrase. I'll show you. Let me learn from you. So rather than from you or from you, where we're closing the vowel so soon in the phrase, put it all the way out on the Y. From you. Try it with me. And let me learn from you. And. tenors. I hope that helps. Thank you if you've chosen to subscribe, and if you haven't yet, I hope you'll do so now. There are many ways to support my channel, not the least of which is Patreon. Patreon members get PDFs of these sheets so you can follow along more easily, and also can get MP3s of these practices too. That's all in the description if you want to get involved. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jeff. Take really good care of your voices, enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye. Hello, altos. We're going to start off by marking the pitch in the melody that we're going to use. It is over a 2-5-1 chord progression. Sounds like this. Short. Me, 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 me. Now there's going to be an adjustment to this melody later on in the exercise, but for right now, this is what we're going to use. Again. And with me, 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 me. And keep going, and... And here we can start to play with this balance between the M sound and the A vowel. We want to emphasize the A vowel. Some of you may prefer to think of that as de-emphasizing the M sound. I like to think about being as light on my lips as I possibly can with the M. May, 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 may. And voiced consonants are first. L's, L, M, L, V. Things that carry pitch, if ever so slightly. These are great in melodies to kind of help us vocally maintain continuity and help us to sing through the phrase and really keep the juiciness of the melody going. First phrase, let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Cheers, if you happen to be watching in Lee Vining of all places. Sounds like this. Let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Right there. And let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Semi-vowels, glides, y, w, w, our, way, things like that. N is really a crossover from the previous category, but I got it in the phrase just the same. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. And we are going to glide down on nice and make sure that we end it at the very end. I'll show you here. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. So we do the melisma, the glide down on the vowel, and then terminate the phrase with the s sound. Right there. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. Voiceless consonants. S, t, 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 ch, 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 th, tote, k, 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 ha, ha, ha. Cease to chase, think, tote a Coke, ha, ha. Yeah, funny phrase, but gets the point across. These are all consonants that can be very challenging to keep a phrase going through. And so here we have a nice, easy phrase to try it with. Sounds like this. Cease to chase, think, toad a Coke, ha, ha. So really focus on those vowel sounds. And cease to chase, think, toad a Coke, ha, ha. And now for some melismas. A melisma is when you sing at least 2 pitches on a single syllable of a word. And it's just kind of fun. It feels very musical. Let me learn from you. And pro tip here, we're going to put the M of the word from on the Y of the word you. I will show you. Let me learn from you. And we're also adjusting the melody ever so slightly here. From you. If you allow yourself to go into that M too soon, from you, the melody doesn't have as much emphasis. It gets closed off too soon. We're not really done singing here. From you, from you. So extend the ah from the word from and put the M and the Y of the word you together. And let me learn from you. And And there you go, altos. As always, I hope this helps. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you'll choose to do so now. And if you would like to support my channel, that information is in the description. And it includes Patreon, where you can get these little guides as PDFs, or you can even get MP3s of these practices so that you have them for your very own. Thank you so much once again. My name is Jeff. Take really good care of your voices. Enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye. Hello, mezzos. We're going to begin by marking the pitches of the exercise with a short mi syllable. It sounds like this. I'm going to show you here. Mi, 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 mi. And that is our short exercise. You can do it here, beginning right there. And switch to the may syllable, and we're going to play a bit with the balance between the vowel and the consonant. You may find it advantageous to modify the vowel a little bit here for practice purposes, in particular because you are crossing your primo passaggio, and that's appropriate there anyway, but it'll also kind of open up the flow of air a little bit, make it a bit easier to adjust the balance. You might think of the M as being a very light tap of the lips rather than pressing into the lips for an sound. It's just the lightest possible tap of the lips to emphasize the A vowel. We want the emphasis to be on the vowel. We want to sing through the M's, keeping them light. Sounds like this. May, 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 may. And voiced consonants. These consonants carry pitch. I sometimes refer to them as partially phonating consonants. L, m, n, v. They carry some pitch. They can be if you're a songwriter and you incorporate these into your lyrics, they can really make for very lush, melodious lines. Even if we are emphasizing a little bit here, but I want you to really emphasize the vowels. Let me lose my mole in leavining. Let me lose my mole in leavining. Sounds like this. Cheers, by the way, if you're in leavining. Let me lose my mole in leavining. Get into the vowels. De-emphasize those consonants, even though these are very favorable consonants. And semi-vowels or glides. Y, w, our. Also diphthongs. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. And we're going to glide down on nice to emphasize that we end the phrases. The s sound is going to come at the very end. It sounds like this. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. Wait to the very end. Sing the melisma on the vowel. Nice. Rather than nice. And trying to incorporate that somewhere in the middle there. You're starting here. Voiceless consonants. S, t, t, ch, ch, th, k, k, ha, ha, ha. Cease to chase, think tote a coke. Ha ha. There's quite a few challenges in this phrase, not the least of which is the ha ha at the end. It will be easy to allow the H's to separate the vocal folds too much. So we want to try to, again, focus on those vowels and use only as much of the the separation of the vocal fold to articulate it. It is an awful lot less than generally when we are speaking. Sounds like this. Cease to chase, think, toda, coke, ha, ha. And you'll notice too that in the second T in tote, I changed into a D. This is a common substitution when you're in the middle of a word like that. You can even do it at the front of a word if you need to. I went a little bit more enunciation here in the interests of making sure that you knew what I was saying. But in actual singing, cease to chase, think, toda, coke, ha, ha. But it does depend a lot on your genre. If you are singing in a genre that requires a lot of intelligibility, a lot of ability to be understood, then you might not get away with that much. And I probably overdid it there anyway. Right here. And... Last one, much more melismatic. A melisma is when you have two or more pitches on a single syllable of a word. We also have to adjust the end of our melody here. Let me learn from you. And pro tip, we're going to put the M at the end of the word from on the Y of the word you so that we don't close out our phrase prematurely. I'll show you. As opposed to from you or from you, where the M has closed the phrase and we're effectively humming until we get to the word you. We want to push that out, put it on the Y. From you. And there you go, Mezzos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you'll do so now. There are many ways to support my channel, and those are in the description, not the least of which is Patreon, where if you like, you can even get these guides as PDFs or even MP3s of these practices, so you can have them for your very own. Thank you again. My name's Jeff. Take really good care of your voices, enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye. Hello, sopranos! I'm going to start off by marking pitch with the mi syllable. It sounds like this. I'm going to show you here. Mi, 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 mi. We will adjust the melody slightly later on in the exercises, but for now, marking pitch, you can begin here, beginning on the second scale degree for the 2 chord, and now, may, and here we can play around a little bit with the balance between the A vowel and the M consonant. You might find that blending the A vowel a little bit, modifying it towards the syllable, will help to kind of open things up a little bit and stimulate continuity of airflow. You may also find that thinking about downplaying the M consonant, I like to think about it as being a very light tap of the lips, as opposed to the way that I might articulate M when I am speaking, where I might press my lips together ever so slightly more. In singing, very, very light. Sounds like this. May, 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 may. We're going to keep the air moving all the way through, trying to sing through those M sounds. Now we can start playing with some of the groups of consonants here. These are voiced consonants to begin with, so I often refer to these as partially phonating consonants. They, in fact, carry a bit of pitch. L, what else do we have? My, things like that. Let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Shout out to anybody in Lee Vining. Focus still on the vowels. Here, though, if you were a songwriter, using some of these consonants can really help to kind of make your lines very lush, because everything is sort of resonating with these pitches, even though we're still singing through the consonant, getting to the vowel sound. Sounds like this. Let me lose my mole in Lee Vining. Semi-vowels or glides. Y, w, our. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. And we're going to glide down on the word nice, and I will show you about ending the word with the consonant and waiting for it. So it sounds like this. Yes, we wish our way was so nice. It can be tempting to go to that s sound very early and thus prematurely terminate the line. Nice, nice, or something to that effect. Nice. Keep it, I would recommend, short on that s sound so that it definitively ends the word, but not too soon. Starting here, and voiceless consonants. Consonants that are clicks and pops and s, s, t, 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 k, 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 ha, ha, ha. Cease to chase, think, tote a Coke, ha, ha. So cease to chase, think, tote a Coke, ha, ha. FYI, I'm not sponsored by Coke. Here, this can be quite challenging in a number of different levels. One, focus on the vowels. Get through these s, t, t, t. And you'll hear, I'm going to modify the second T from tote, and I'm going to make it more of a D. Listen for that. Also, ha, ha. Only as much H as is absolutely necessary in order to articulate the word. It's easy to overdo it, separate the vocal folds too much, and really get into trouble with it. It sounds like this. Cease to chase, think, toad a Coke, ha, ha. And additionally, it helps to really get engaged for those H sounds. It helps to get the vocal folds to adduct or come back together once you commit to the vowel sound. One more time. Cease to chase, think, toad a Coke, ha, ha. You can start here. And finally, more melismatic. Here, so a melisma is when you have two or more pitches on the same consonant of a word. We're going to adjust our melody a little bit as well. Pro tip, listen to the end of the phrase and listen to how I deal with the M from the word from and the word you. I'm going to put the M on the Y. Let me learn from you. When I'm going to go to the word you, I quickly put the M in there, a little tap of the lips, and I'm into the U sound. Let me learn from you. And there you go, sopranos. I do hope that helps. Thank you if you've chosen to subscribe, and if you haven't yet, I do hope that you'll choose to do so now. There are lots of ways that you can support my channel, and those are in the description. They include Patreon, where if you like, you can get copies of these guides as PDFs, or even MP3s of these practices, so that you can have them on the go, perhaps. Thank you again for watching. My name's Jeff. Take really good care of your voices. Enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.